because I was gonna have a nap, but I thought, no, let's do this shit, okay? Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. It's Cassandra here, and today I have another book talk. And if I look exactly the same like in my previous video, it's because I'm recording those videos one after the other, and I'll try to post them day after day. So I wanted to sit down and have a little chat, and usually if you guys have any tips on how you would like it to be structured, I literally take it as if me and my sister were chatting about a book, that's literally how I would have chatted about it. Or if I send her Snapchat, this is usually the format that I send them in, which is a meltdown after a meltdown. Today we are talking about the Rosie Project, and this book, I bought it in a charity shop. It was like $1.25, okay? And I was like, romantic book, I'm just one day I'm gonna read it, okay? And I was organizing my books, and you know, it says,
love isn't an exact science, but no one told Don, a handsome 39-year-old geneticist, Don's never had a second date. So he devises a wife project, a scientific test to find a perfect partner. And
so the book talks about he does like a lecture, and it's on Asperger's syndrome. I'm gonna put it here, Asperger's, I think that's how it's called. And so basically he is teaching people how they disassociate themselves from like emotions and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe he's on a spectrum. I'm only in my counseling training, but he does have some of the traits that he mentions. I think that he reminds me a lot of like a Sheldon. If you guys ever seen Big Bang Theory, okay? If you haven't, what you're doing with your life is quarantine. Stop this video and go watch Big Bang Theory, all the seasons, then come back and then we can have a conversation, okay? So that's who he reminds me of. He's a professor, he's very smart, has his schedule, he definitely a creature of habit, and that's what he does. So he wants to find a wife. So he has a friend, what's Gene? I think Gene is the guy's name. So he is married. He's a little bit older than him, but Gene is like, he thinks that he's an open marriage. He basically says that he's going to sleep with every woman in different countries. So like from every country, he's going to sleep with one woman and then move on, but he's still faithful and loves his wife. However that makes sense, okay? That's already didn't sit well with me, but that's just me. I thought, poor wife, because she was just very like, you know, I don't know. He lied to her, basically tell her where he was, and then she would find out and she would know that he was with another female. So I thought that was a little shitty on his part. But back to Don. So he is the main character. So what I wanted to say that I don't think I have ever read a whole romantic book from like the guy's view. Like a lot of the time when I read my smutty like raunchy books, you guys have like the view of him and her, and it goes back and forth. But this is literally everything from like his experience of love and his experience of the whole thing, and it talks about from his perspective. It doesn't say Rosie came back home. No, it's like Don made this, Don did that, and I found this so interesting that I'm really not drawn into romance that is written from like the guy's view. Which now, if you guys have any, please leave them down below because I would love to see it. Gene sends Rosie basically with a bet, and Don should be the one to settle it. But basically they kind of create like a date, and so he's trying to go through the questions. Don is trying to go through the questions because he thinks that Gene sent her over because she was a wife potential. So he has those different things like the intake of alcohol, do they smoke, are they active, what their BMI is. So he's obsessed with people's BMI as well. So he will introduce a character and he will tell you their BMI, which I find a little like, a little OTT, but anyways. So she comes in and he's like, oh, she's definitely not a partner material. But he finds out about her that her mom on her graduation night have slept with someone who isn't her quote unquote dad, called Phil, who she calls a stepdad. But so they go on like this venture. The entire world is like thrown upside down and he doesn't know what to do. So, I don't want to give any main things out, but I really found it so interesting to read it from someone else's point of view, and also someone who he might be on like autism spectrum as well. There's a really big assumption. If someone knows more about the science and about the disorders, please let me know down below. I don't want to be making any assumptions and be rude by any means. I don't mean anything bad about it, but he really reminds me of Sheldon and of how he is in the show, which is very like to the point, only sticking to his routine and never wavers from it. So that's kind of a slow burn book, but it was so worth reading. I would say I didn't give any stars for my previous one, but I would say that I would give about 3.5 stars. It's a solid read, but it's definitely nothing that threw me off. Like, you can read it probably in 2 days. It's quite big font. It's like 300 pages. At the end, it actually gives you the wife project and stuff like that. So I thought it was really good. But they do have a second book, which is the, I don't know if it's Rosie Perspective or something like that, the Rosie Effect. So it is like a second version. So that book, it's a few years back, because the second one apparently came out in 2014. So it's been a while, but I just wanted to let you know that I did enjoy it. It was all right. And yes, if you guys are interested, why not give it a go? It's definitely different, and it was very like, you're almost chasing after them. Again, if it was a movie, I feel it could have been like made a little bit more funnier, because maybe I didn't particularly find it that funny. So it could have been made a little bit funnier. Like I say, I would give it about 3 out of 5 stars. And that's kind of my review for today. So if you guys enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know if you guys have any books that are from the male perspective, because I would love to read some of those. And until the next time, I'll talk to you guys soon.